Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and others. Welcome to another card review stream. It's been a while since we've had one of these. Hello, and welcome. My name is Nell. I am the face of the Treasure Tales team here, and joining me on the couch is...
Hello everybody, I am Blaze409. I'm one of the DMs here at Treasure Tales. I also stream on my own as Blaze409. Where I am a probability wizard who does a lot of, mostly just Digimon right now, actually. I'm just enjoying Time Strangers. I'm also the DM for Dimension Chasers, which is the card game-based TTRPG that a lot of these cards are going to be based off of.
And I am Connor. I am a member of Treasure Tales. I am a player in quite a few games, one of them being DC, where I play Quinn, or as you know, like in the other world, Shen. But also, I hang out a lot in the Discord server and host many watch parties for many of our ongoing games, like Dragon Ball NXT or any other projects that we have live. So if you want to hop into the Discord server that Nell has here, it's a wonderful place, and I'm sure you'll find a very nice group of people to hang out with.
All right. So, a couple of things to go over first before we dive in here. One, we had a metric boatload more entries than we're used to. We're used to like 10, maybe 12. We got 20. Technically 22 if we count duplicates. So, we have set a time limit for how long we can do this, which is we are capping this stream off at about the 3-hour mark. If we don't get T-Ors, we apologize, but, you know, we have lives too, you know?
Grandma Blaze made a roast today, and I really want to eat some.
Second off, as per the rules, I did have to go through all the decks to make sure that there was nobody that did not follow them. There were a couple that were a little bit off. We do apologize, but we have to stick to them even if it doesn't seem to the best for some. We do apologize. But rules are rules, and we had enough people that were starting to break them that it was getting a little bit too much, so we had to. Third and foremost, as part of because we have so many, we are going to make sure to follow the Patreon order. So Patreon is basically going to go in tiers first. Then we're going to go to everybody who is either a free on the Patreon or is not part of the Patreon and submitted. Plotting and scheming the Legend of Nelda game. All right. But with that being said, we in order to keep some of these fair, right? Because we are doing them in order from highest to lowest on the tiers, because the higher tiers do get the benefits. We're going to do spin to wins to see who gets to go first for our wonderful thing. So let me just bring that up here. All right, so we're going to start with our Grandmaster tier and all of our Grandmasters. So let's go ahead and spin this wheel.
I wonder who it's going to be.
Could be anyone. It could be Moto. Or it could be Moto. Or it could be Moto!
Ah, okay, it looks like it's Moto.
All right.
What do you get when you push a female mathematician up algebra? Alex. All right. Let's go ahead.
Wait, what?
Let's go ahead and bring up the first deck, shall we? All right. That's a little small on screen. I'll make this a bit bigger. There we go. All right. Okay. So the score is going down from 25 points to 15 points. We are only going to run 3 categories now. So a perfect score is now 15. We were combining categories quite a bit before, especially when there was only 3 of us reviewing. So we just decided to compound everything together anyway. So let's begin.
Make it a bit easier on ourselves.
Yeah. So let's begin with Moto's deck here with the keyword card of throw as the keyword. When a card asks you to throw, physically drop or slam the card on the table. Try creating a gust or an impact to flip over another card. If you do, the flipped card is destroyed, and the card you threw gets played. Otherwise, your thrown card lands in the discard pile.
That is interesting.
I think this might.
This is definitely the unglued of Dimension Chasers.
Yeah.
This is. I would love to see the boardroom meeting to get this printed.
Alright. White Amano Jaku of Cheers. It's a weak warrior. Once per turn, make your opponent to throw a card. If they don't flip anything over, they lose 1 life.
Jesus Christ.
Black Amano Jaku of Misfortune. When you play this card, throw a card. Whenever a card gets flipped, gain 1 life, and it is also a weak warrior. Amano Jaku Gunner. It's a weak warrior. Once per turn, you may throw a card. To give a card you control Resilience 1. The art and the cards are all flipped too. That's cute.
Okay, that's why I was so confused. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't find the cards. What's happening?
Amano Jaku Samurai. As a weak warrior, your throws have Piercer 1 and deal 1 damage to a player whose cards you flip over.
Oh my god.
That was so much.
A weak item, Reverse Ideology. If you successfully flip over a card with throw, weak and strong are reversed during that turn. And the ace card is an invocation. We don't get this very often. Turning over all under heaven. Both players alternatively throw all cards in their hand. They add any card they flip to their hand.
God, it's so funny.
All right. I'll take novelty. I'm going to start off by saying, hell yes, this is the probably most novel deck that we have gotten to date. This is an interesting concept. It is the unglued, it's the unset of Dimension Chasers, and I'm all here for this.
It's a silver border and everything.
I am going to give this a solid 5.
So we have
Expression and line of
play.
play.
Blaze, what are you feeling for? Do you want expression or line of play for this review?
I'll take expression.
Alright.
This is really interesting. Just not much else I can say about it, honestly. It's really cool. I'm not really sure. I don't know what is it? Amajaku? I do not know what that is.
Amano Jaku. I'm not sure what that means either, but I think it's an interesting idea.
All right, let me see what it is. Manajaku is, because I feel like I need that to see if it makes sense. Manajaku or Manajaku, heavenly evil spirit, is a demon-like creature in Japanese folklore. Consider a type of wicked ogre god. Small ogre or yokai. Its name is written using the kanji for river eel and spirit. Origin mythology. In myth, Amagaku the Amagaku was sent by Amaterasu to pacify central land of
Amano Jaku
Plains.
is a type of yokai. This is specific. This is a specific Toho character, they say.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like Amano Jaku was like a specific kind of yokai, but it's, okay. Oh, which explains why she's on like every single card. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, I assume that this makes a lot of sense for the Toho stuff. I don't know too much about it, but it is really interesting. Just having like the throw, the knockover. I have to give it a 5 as well, just because it's such an interesting mechanic.
Okay.
So line of play is really interesting because if, like many people on the Treasure Tail Discord server, the first question I have to ask is, how do you make this work in TTS? Like, I genuinely don't have an answer for that, but it sounds like there's has to be a lot of interesting. But as a TTRPG, it was definitely intended to be played on paper.
Yep.
And with that in mind, this deck has so much potential to snowball out of control, because it says for the throw, anyone that successfully flips a card is played. So if you keep on having cards you can throw, you can just cascade into every single card in your hand, potentially.
But to be fair, the inverse is also true.
Yes, but listen, at that point, it's literally a skill issue or not if you're good enough to play the deck.
Look, all of these cards better be common if you're gonna have to flip them over constantly.
Like, it's the fact that you are yeeting a card, and the fact that the deck plays into that as well as a game strategy by one of the cards allowing you to have Piercer 1 on the cards. This is some grant your sorcery Death Touch and Lifelink type stuff I would see in that. There's a card in Magic the Gathering that just says your instant sorceries gain Lifelink and Death Touch. So when they deal damage, they kill anything they dealt damage to, and you heal the amount of damage you dealt from it.
That is such a funny thing.
It's amazing, and just for how much it plays into this, I have to also give it a 5. It's committed to the
score.
Bit. And the bit could be really good.
Congratulations, Moto. You just earned a perfect score.
How funny that the Nymph deck couldn't even beat the funny throw card deck. The card reviews for perfect scores. I love Perfect Draw.
Alright, well, overall, I'd say that was a fantastic deck. Fantastic opening to the night. Alright.
Agreed.
So, our next tier is the Seasoned Adventurer tier. So, let's go ahead. Oh, nope, wrong deck. Spin the wheel. Here we go. So, we have Shami and Admiral. And it's going to be
Who will know?
Shami. Okay, Shami's deck is next.
All right, which one is that?
All right, hold on. Let's just
Number
bring that up in the
3.
list.
I recall it was like some insect thing.
Oh,
I haven't looked at any of these yet.
I just double checked to make sure that they weren't grossly long and that the colors were correct and everything. All right. So let's start here and bring up the card images. All right. So Shami's deck. We've got the Insect Puppet Death Spider as a normal warrior. When this or other warriors on your field get summoned, gain 1 sting counter. Inconspicuous.
String counter.
String counter? Oh, my bad. But they have stings.
No, they got strings.
They probably have both.
I could totally see that with, Killer Wasp.
Alright, number 2 is the Ace card, the normal warrior insect puppet Killer Wasp. Sniper 2, you may spend 1 string counter to gain Piercer 1 until the end of turn.
Ooh.
Invocation, Insect Puppet Phobia. Overwork, all warriors gain Intimidate X for each string counter you spend for this effect. A normal warrior, Insect Puppet Terror Mantis. When Shadow Strike. When destroyed, spend 2 string counters and summon it back to the field. Normal item, Insect Puppet Workshop. When played and at the start of your turn, gain 1 string counter. And lastly, an invocation, Insect Puppet Puppeteer. Give target warrior sentry. You may spend string counters to target that many additional warriors. Interesting. It doesn't say that it has to be you, like your creatures. You see, it looks like you can target your opponents with this.
Yep, I think so.
All right. Novelty, it's a resource, so I think it's interesting. And I like the fact that it plays around with the resources in that. So you get a lot of bouncing and control that way. Brings stuff back from the graveyard. You can give yourself Piercer, amongst other effects, and you can force your opponents to be stuck in essentially in a web by locking them down with Sentry. So overall, I'm gonna give this about I would say a 4 for novelty. It's really good.
All right, and what's my called again?
Expression.
Expression. Sorry, with them being combined is kind of weird. My brain.
It's the Nell scale now. It's completely original. Do not steal. Do not steal, Nova. Nova, I'm looking at you.
So for expression, I really like this one. I think I'm gonna give this one a 4 as well. Well, no, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 5. It gives you the feel of a puppeteer controlling these insect puppets, and then you gain your string counters, which is controlling them with the strings. It has a really powerful card that lets you pretty much attach strings to your opponent's cards as well, which you can kind of see with like the image of like the only one that isn't an insect being on strings is insect puppeteer. Also, I just love the card art as well. I think it's really nice. Very cute.
Card art is adorable.
Yeah, no, I really do like it. It's interesting ways of using the tokens, the tokens, counters, and it's just really cool. I'm good at 5.
Yes, complimenting Shami's amazing art skills for drawing this, all the art for this card. Yeah, I'm gonna say for the line of play here, it's a pretty solid. I'd give it a solid 4. It has a pretty good game plan. It definitely does need to rely on the string counters, but it does have a lot of good cards that could just burn your opponent really quickly. With I believe it's Killer Sting. It has Sniper 2 by default, and you can spend string counters to give it Piercer 1. That's really cool. So that there is definitely, this deck does have a lot of good power behind it. So I'm gonna probably give it a comfortable 4.
All right, solid 13. Good showing. Good showing. All right. So next up would be Admiral Blues then. All right, so we got the Azure Armada Quad Cannon Leviathan. Leviathan. Never mind. It is the normal warrior ace of the deck with Overwhelm. Cascade 4. This card can attack again. Strengthen this card and grant is Piercer 2 until end of turn.
Nell, I don't think we know what Cascade does.
Well, let's take a look. According to the rules here, Cascade X. A card with Cascade has an effect tied to it. When a player performs a number of attacks that have been fulfilled, the effect activates. So Cascade 4 means 4 attacks. This can happen on the same attack or a later attack. Invocations with Cascade can only be cast when the requirements are met.
Let me wrap my brain around it. A card with
It should be in the gimmick description if you the two of you want to read over that. This is why we put that in there.
Yeah.
So that way I don't have to go digging around for text on emails. This forms thing was a much better idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really good idea. So with this ace right here, after there are 4. Okay. So with Cascade 4, if 4 different creatures attack in a turn, it would activate, or if it attacks 4 times.
Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah. If you if you attack 4 times on your turn, and then do another attack, that once you've hit that 4, then the Cascade triggers.
It's when you
Okay.
do it. It's when you hit the.
Okay, so if this card is your 4th attack for the turn, it gets another attack.
Well, if it's its 4th, or if you reach 4, is from my understanding.
Well, no, because it says this card can attack again, which means it would have to have...
Cascade is
Okay,
the
okay.
number of attacks you've done in that turn.
Okay,
The trigger is the number that you have to reach.
Okay.
Really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting.
I love that mechanic. actually.
It makes sense. My brain just isn't able to wrap around it.
All right. Next card, as your Armada strategy, Storm Scouting. Cascade 4. All warriors you control gain Resilience 2 until the end of the opponent's turn. Also, hello Valkyrie and Traden over on YouTube.
Hello.
As your Armada strategy, Tsunami Crash. Cascade 5, so this is a more expensive one. All warriors you control can attack again, are strengthened, and gain Piercer 1 until the end of turn. That's...
Oh, can I say...
That's real strong.
Could you also read the little, because they all have like a little lore thing at the bottom.
The time is now! Charge!
Oh yeah. And then the oh my god, I really like the little bits because it the other one is I see something coming, brace yourselves, which is Cascade Forward, gain Resilience 2. Okay, that's really cute. I like that a lot.
Azura Armada Flagship. As a strong warrior, Overwhelm. This card cannot attack, so it's got Sentry, essentially. Cascade 3, this card may attack until the end of the turn. You can never find a finer ship.
Oh, I really like that a lot.
I love the art that they used for this. This is wonderful.
Weak
Agreed.
Warrior, Azure Armada, Head Chef. Inconspicuous. You may spend this card's attack to let a normal or weak warrior attack again. Cascade 2, gain 1 life. Now we got hungry on my watch. And finally, a normal item, Azure Armada Support Submarine. Once per turn, on your turn, create a normal warrior on your field. Cascade 3, create a normal warrior on your field. Sailors on standby, awaiting orders to surface. Alright. I'd say this is a keyword, is a novel idea. I would assume that for this kind of deck, you probably want to have a lot of token warrior spam cards. So that way you can get those extra attacks in.
Yeah.
Because those are some pretty pricey cards otherwise. But the price on those cards is really, really beneficial. So I would say the novelty of this and the way that you have the cards flavored, I'm definitely going to give it a 4. Yeah, I would say a 4. I want to give it a 5, but I feel like there could just be a little bit more flavor put in there. Like coming up with like some interesting ways to twist up with the effects. But overall, it's a pretty solid entry. So I would say, yeah, 4.
All right, and my turn with Expression. I think we have to give this one a. It's gonna be a 4. It was almost a 3. Cascade is a really cool effect, and I can see where it's coming from. But this feels like a very mechanics forward. Was it top down or bottom up? I can't remember which version of design this is, but this feels like it was a cool mechanic, and then you built a really, really cool archetype around it. Which I'm not saying that's what you did. That's just how it feels to me. Oh, art is from Card Fight Vanguard. Yeah, no, the art is amazing. You picked some great cards. And again, this is not me saying anything even remotely negative. It's just my opinion on it. So I feel like the flavor could be a little bit stronger. Well, I don't know if it could be stronger. It's very solid. I just feel like it might be able to be a bit more solid. You know what I mean? God, I don't like saying negative stuff without saying like ways it could improve, but I really can't think of a way to improve it. I feel like it could be stronger. I'm not sure how though, because Cascade already is a really, really cool effect. I'm just talking in circles now. I'll have to pass off at a 4.
So think about it, I really do love the potential of the Cascade keyword. And a lot of it is used as either a weakness or a cost for a really good effect. Which, I think is wonderful design. The cost with 4 or 5 attacks required a turn is... whew, that is high. Obviously, you can design this deck with like other staples in mind, but I only want to take what you've shown as what you're going to be putting in the deck, rather than like assuming what cards you could add. Which adding cards later, yeah, you can make an invocation that summons a bunch of cards or state. You can create stuff to help it. I think it's a very solid high 3 to where there are stuff you can add to the deck easily to make this a really well machine. It's strong when it works. Just, if this is the whole shell for the deck, though, it definitely does need the extra support for it.
Alright. So what are you giving it the score? I missed that.
3.
So 12. Or no, 11. Solid sort of showing. Alright, time for our adventurer tier. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel, shall we? Alright, so it's Towermon. Alright, so which deck was Towermon's? Ah, this deck. All right, so we got a little bit of a document here. They put it in as a document rather than pasting it in, so let me read this. This deck is called Fortune Favor. I've yet to come up with a satisfying name for the archetype. They're loosely inspired by the Arcana Force archetype from Yu-Gi-Oh! However, rather than leaving their effects up to coin flip, these representatives of the tarot rely on the gimmick of inevitability. Whenever a battle or clash ends in victory or loss and destruction, this deck has an effect that can boon the owner or be a bane on the enemy. Obviously, I made more than these 6, but these are just the ones I've chosen to show. All right. So we've got opening up here, we have the Lovers, the invocation. Create 2 of the Lover tokens. The Lovers are weak warriors with teamwork. If this warrior wins a battle while in teamwork, your opponent must discard a card. If this warrior is destroyed in battle, strengthen a warrior you control. The Fool is the weak warrior ace. Indestructible. When this warrior wins a battle, fumble your opponent. When this warrior loses a battle, give the warrior or item your opponent one with Underwhelm. The Magician and normal. When this warrior wins a battle, gain 1 life. When this warrior loses a battle, the warrior or item that won loses all its card text while it remains on the field. Weak item, the Hierophant. When a warrior you control wins a battle, you can strengthen a warrior you control. When a warrior you control loses a battle, 1 card in your hand or you control and shuffle it into your deck. Then draw one card. The Priestess, a normal warrior. When this warrior wins a battle, gain 1 life. This warrior loses a battle, your opponent must discard the top card of their deck. And lastly, an item, the Tower, inconspicuous. Once per turn, you may pay 2 life to destroy a warrior or item your opponent controls. If this item is destroyed, gain follow-up on your next available turn.
Okay.
Interesting. I like the idea with the trade-offs back and forth, with both winning and losing. Novelty-wise, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a 3. I like the idea. The flavor seems a little bit. It doesn't quite jive with the idea of the tarot for me, at least. But I do see what you're trying to put down. And I do see the novelty in this deck. For the record, a 3 is not a bad score. 3 is above average. So I would say, yeah, I would give this a 3.
For expression, I do like this. It is a much better way of doing what Yu-Gi-Oh did with the Arcana Force. I don't know how giving it 2 effects based off of combat is an interesting way to do the duality of the tarot, being face up or face down, and a lot of them are very interesting effects. But my job is mostly to look at flavor-wise, and I do feel like the flavor for that could be a bit better. I think I'm going to go with a 3 as well. Again, not a bad score, not in the slightest. Way to improve it. I guess this would be entirely changing the archetype a little. Well, I don't. No, because it did very well what you were setting out to do. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna up it to a 4. Because this deck does what you set it out to do extremely well. And it would be like me punishing the deck for doing what it's trying to do. So I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm also going to give it a 4, just because as someone who has also played a Perfect Draw game where your opponent just playing the game conventionally and beating face over your cards, being faced with negative penalties every time you have to fight something is very good. It does feel like that is its only main focus, though, and it doesn't have a good... It feels like it just pushes that forward, but not towards a particular direction of gameplay. So I think a 4 is fine. Where it's a good strategy, just it doesn't have that direction of where you want to go.
It was very close, Moto. With the character limit, I'm usually a little bit more lenient on that as long as it's like within a few characters. If it's grossly over, it does get the axe though.
So
but like
if you get 101 words.
Yeah, like or not words, 101 characters.
Yes, thank you. Characters.
Like I think I'm like usually lenient up to 10 characters, but if I see all of your cards are like that, then it gets the axe because it's supposed to be there for a reason. It's supposed to be there if you need that extra letter for like finishing a word. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the spin the wheel. We got Urgo and Bree for the remaining on that tier. Wheel of Patreon, spin, spin, spin. Looks like the one is Urgo to win.
Righty.
All right, so let's go ahead. Urgo is number 14 on the entries.
Now, what order do you do the document in? Do you do them in, by the way?
I'm usually going right to left.
Okay.
double checking because I think this is one that. Yeah, that was the one that had a PDF as a key for the keyword. Okay. So the custom keyword here is eject. If this card would be destroyed and it has entombed material, remove only the top card from the stack instead. The topmost entombed card is now in play. Any card this new warrior has entombed prior remain beneath it. Cards returned this way cannot attack this turn. So, like, if I played a couple cards, entombed all of them underneath a different card, and then the entombed, like the card that was entombing everything died, then the top card underneath that one would become the new card, but it can't attack that turn.
Wait, okay.
So
If it gets destroyed, you just remove the top card and just act as the next card underneath it is the one that it is.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right. But then I'm looking at like the first. Okay. No, eject. Okay. I understand. Eject is like its own thing. It doesn't necessarily interact with other mechanics by itself. It's just a thing that is static. Okay.
Yeah. I accidentally closed the card.
Oh no.
Let's get those back up. Okay. So we're going to open up with the Merge Mech Apex Shooter. On play, entomb a warrior you control. Has eject. While this is entombed, the topmost card has Sniper 1. Interesting.
Okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving this thing already.
Yeah, it feels like a Voltron deck.
Yeah.
Merge Mech Heavy Arm. Normal warrior on play, entomb a warrior you control with, and also has eject. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like eject should be on its own line.
That's what was getting my brain when I was first mentioning it. Is the fact that it's not what I thought it was saying. On play, entomb a warrior you control, and then eject. And I'm like, wait, but eject doesn't do that. What? How does this? What?
Yeah, no, eject should be on its own line. So that's just one thing. While this is entombed, strengthen the topmost card.
I love this deck right now. Oh my god, I love this deck.
This is really good, actually.
Merge Mech Limit Bomber as a normal warrior is the ace. On play, entomb a warrior you control. See, now this one looks right with the ejects properly spaced.
Mm-hmm.
When this card
Urgo
attacks...
just... Oh, go ahead.
Urgo, they said they noticed that immediately, but yeah. When this card attacks, double its effects until end of turn. Woo! It does not have anything for when it's underneath, so this sounds like this is supposed to be on the top of the pile.
Yeah.
Merge Mech Reflex Armor. Response, you would lose a clash. You win the clash. Eject your warrior from that battled.
This is such a cool deck.
Also, I like the fact that you've got some Transformer art here. Very nice.
Oh, that is Transform. Oh, that's so cool.
I recognize Ultra Magnus in the background. I'm not sure who's the front. All right, so weak item, Merge Mech Repair Bay. Action. Return a warrior from the graveyard to your hand and create a weak warrior with blocker. And finally, Merge Mech Stealth Jet. A weak warrior. On play, entomb a warrior you control. Eject. Inconspicuous. While this is entombed, the topmost card has Piercer 1.
Oh my god, I love this deck. Oh my god.
All right.
This is fire.
I would say yes, this is fire. And ow, fire hot. Okay, so I like Voltron decks. I like the Voltron decks idea a lot. I've run a Voltron deck in Magic the Gathering with my commander. Overall, I think that the idea of this deck is fantastic. And I like the idea with the keyword. I like the idea with the fact that it's mechs. The way I'm picturing this is the mechs are just combined together, like replacing parts on the giant robot. So overall, I'm giving this a 5.
I am going to have to do the same. I love this. The art, amazing. It's all like a lot of it is the retrains of some of the old like. Well, I know that the heavy arm I know is the retrain of Junk Warrior, which I believe it's either a retrain or the alt art. Either way, it's really
Junk
good.
Archer, like the new Junk Warrior, and the
Junk Destroyer.
Yeah, Junk
Oh, Junk
Destroyer.
Warrior. Yeah,
One of the two.
yeah, and the stealth jet is also one of them. I don't remember which one though. But yeah, no, I love the art. I love the idea of all of these merge mechs, merging together into this really big, just unstoppably powerful mech. Such a cool design. And then the mechanic, you accidentally use a similar mechanic to what Faye created, which is really interesting. Faye has the schooling mechanic, which is essentially the exact same mechanic, but fish themed.
Oh yeah.
And that is not me saying anything negative. I'm just saying I love the mechanic. I love it, both iterations of it. This is just so cool. I love it. I love how, on play, you do its thing, which is so cool. Like on play, it merges, and then if part of it, if they all have like the on play into eject, and then they all give an ability. It's just such a cool idea for a deck. Giving it a 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm probably going to give this deck a solid 4 for its line of play. It's pretty well put together. It has a lot of good ways to get the ball rolling. It can get very big, very fast, and become very scary. Honestly, yeah, I don't think I have much more to say other than the fact that you've made a very fun Voltron deck with a mechanic that I very much love from Dimension Chasers that Blaze has made. So thank you for giving me something that I very much love.
All right. So
This is-
14. Nice. All right.
It's just very
So
nice.
next up is from Bree. This deck is named Liches Be Crazy.
Liches be okay.
Also, the theme is winning the game by reducing your life points to 0.
Okay.
Let him
Alright.
cook.
All right, so we're going to start off with the invocation Blood Price. Destroy any number of warriors and items. Lose that much life.
Okay.
Borrowed Time is a weak item with pressure 1. When this enters, gain 3 life. At the start of your turns, lose 1 life. Actually, that artifact is actually really neat. I like that item.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think
it's really
that's a really interesting one right off the bat. Guardian Shadows is a normal warrior with Sentry and Blocker. Whenever you lose a life, strengthen this warrior. Omnipresent Shadows, inconspicuous and overwhelm. It's a normal. Soulbound Pendant, inconspicuous. Henshin, normal warrior with Fearsome 2. Offering, your life becomes 2. Is a weak warrior with Ace. Or sorry, weak item with Ace. It turns you into a normal warrior with Fearsome 2. Interesting.
Mhm.
And the Purchased Future, inconspicuous, activate, lose 1 life. If you reduce your own life total to 0 or less, you win. It's a weak item. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, first and foremost, I like the fact that it says if you reduce your life total.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was there an ace?
Yes, the Henshin card.
Oh, the henshin. Okay, there we go.
All right. So I'm going to start off by saying, novelty-wise, this is novel. This is interesting. This is pretty neat. I like the fact that it's a race to the bottom, and you're trying to get your life to 0 first. I think that is incredibly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna say that is a 5 for me, just because that is a very interesting idea, very interesting mechanic, and I love the way that this deck is built.
1000% agree. I really like this. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh, okay. 1 second. For some reason, on YouTube, if I don't keep clicking on it, it just kept it back at the beginning of the stream. Sorry.
Weird.
I really like this. It's a cool deck. I think we're gonna go ahead and give this one a 4. For expression, it's really good. It's really interesting. I kind of wish that there was more of a interconnectedness to the cards. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They are all connected, yes, but they don't feel directly connected. They feel like a bunch of different things that are you sacrificing your life for, but they aren't things directly connected to each other that you're sacrificing your life for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, that's just, again, it's a personal thing. Again, a 4 is not bad. A 4 is really good. 5 means I have no notes. Yeah, like I said, 4. It's really interesting. The mechanics are really cool. The fact your ace is you essentially becoming a lich. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Line of play, I'm gonna have to give this a 5. You got a very tight, very good gameplay style just to burn you out as quick as possible. So I think you've done very well on that part.
Okay, I also want to say, Bree saying that you become the lich and gain fearsome instead of pressure. That's a very nice little detail right there. Sorry, Connor. Go ahead.
No, not take it. That is good flavor. I personally am a very much enjoyer of that.
So this would
Yeah,
play more
no.
like an NPC deck then.
Yeah, you could,
This
but also
one,
it works
I
really
would-
well as a PC deck.
I would run it like the Omega Crest fight. When this card is played, it is the player becoming the big bad guy type of thing.
Ka-pa-pa-pa.
Yeah, no, you could very easily do it as such. This is a good take on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so now with a 14 on that one, we are going to move on to the last entries. And once again, if your name was cut, I do apologize. But again, we did have to stick to the rules, and well, some of it was a little
now-
bit. Mm-hmm.
Why don't we take a quick 5-minute break, or 5-10 minute, because we have been going for about an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll take a $5, and we will be back. Please stand on by. We'll use the DC break screen for this.
Ooh.
All right, we're back from break. So let's bring up the wheel once again. I'm going to tell folks right now. I do apologize in advance. Oh, newts all around. I do apologize if your deck was cut, and I also apologize if we don't get to your deck today. Unfortunately, we do have time restraints, and we have the rules in place for a reason. So, but that being said, let's bring up the wheel, and let's get to spinning.
Also, I just realized there is a 10-person watch party in the server watching right now.
Awesome.
All right. Can of Moths. Okay, so let's bring up Can of Moths deck. Let's see. Which one is Moth? Number 4. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the rules. Flavored is a series of Coliseum-style death matches taking place in a Mad Max-style post-apocalypse. The main theme of this deck is gaining value off of warriors going to the graveyard, whether that's from destroying opponents or sacrificing your own. Interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and bring up the deck. Okay. Grind Wheel Concession Dispenser. This is a strong item. During your turn, sacrifice a warrior. Until end of turn, this card becomes a strong warrior. When this card attacks, gain 1 life. The game's mobile concession stand provides delicious snacks to the starved audience as long as they don't ask where the meat comes from. Oh boy. Yeah, Moto. Unfortunately, Fade Leaf did get cut. I will say, however, I absolutely loved the deck design from Fade Leaf, so please feel free to share that in there. Please. The community deserves to see that. Okay, for a normal...
Was that the,
that was the one with
was that the Mario...
Yeah, that was the Mario Party one.
Okay, yeah.
Contestant Caller. Normal item. When a warrior enters, equip this card to it. Equipped warrior loses all abilities it gains, and when turn ends, lose 1 life. Kamikaze Play. I recognize that goblin card.
Oh.
Sacrifice a warrior item, then destroy a card an opponent controls. Death Penalty Games, or the Death Games Arena. Why did I say Death Penalty? I'm thinking Final Fantasy for some reason. Pressure 2. Once per turn, choose 1. Make a weak warrior, draw a card. If a turn ends and a warrior did not die, lose 1 life. Death Games Headliner. A weak warrior. When this warrior dies, create 3 weak warrior tokens with Underwhelm. And Lord Duke, Master of Ceremonies. The ace monster of the deck is normal. Whenever a warrior dies, choose 1. Gain 1 life. Make a weak warrior token. Or strengthen a warrior you control. I'm going to say, novelty-wise, I like the idea of this deck. I feel like it could have a little bit more cohesion in the novelty sector. But overall, I can see the vision. I can see the interesting plays on it, and I can see what you were going for. So I'm going to give this a 4.
All right. For my brain has stopped functioning.
Quick, restart.
For my part, I love the theming for this. It is really, really good. It is all about, cards, your warriors going to the grave, and it does a really good job of that. But the cards are also really flavorful in how they kind of describe what's going on. Like, every card makes sense for the world you're creating. but also do stuff that supports your playstyle. So it's really, really good. I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Sorry, my mic was muted for a moment. I think overall, this deck does have a very nice direction where you're going with its gameplay. All the cards kind of have everything spiral into each other with, the item wanting to constantly chew up cards. You're getting effects off of that. And, you're attacking with a big, strong card. And you're also sustaining life pretty well. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give this an overall 4. You got a really good theme, and the mechanics definitely do help that a lot. So it's a good strategy.
All right.
Thumbs up.
Let's go take a look at the next deck then.
Next deck. Let's go.
All right, the next deck belongs to 0, which is which number?
Number 10.
Number 10. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up this deck. Okay. Does this deck include any keywords? Yes, it does. It includes the keyword Guardian, which gives a warrior strengthen for each other warrior on the field that also has Guardian, but only when the warrior is chosen for an attack. An example being, you have 2 weak warriors with Guardian and one is chosen to attack. It becomes normal, but if that warrior attacks, it stays the same weak as before.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, so it's Constellation, but only when they are attacked. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off here with Heaven Knight Acelia, which is the ace of the deck. She's a normal with Guardian. When this card is on the field, give all other warriors on your field strengthen.
Okay. Oh, I opened up the wrong deck. I wonder I was so confused.
You were the one who said 10.
I know. I accidentally went to number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9 is number 10. Number 10 is number 14.
I gotta have to say
Number
right
8 is
now, I
7.
love this art.
7 is also 7.
I love this art. I am 100% on board with this art.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anime pretty awesome. Heck yeah.
Heaven Knight Xavier, which is a weak warrior with Guardian and Blocker. Select one warrior you control and give it Piercer 1. Heavenly Knight Madeline is a weak warrior with Guardian and Blocker. When this card is summoned, add 1 Knight invocation or item from your deck to your hand. I can already start to see synergies. Knight's Scripture. Discard 1 card, then gain 1 life. But if you have a warrior with Guardian, you gain 2 life. Knight's Slash. Destroy as many cards as your opponent controls equal to how many Knight warriors you control. Overwork. And Knight's Castle, which is a normal item. While this castle is on the field, you can choose 1 warrior you control and give it Spelljammer. Okay. I like it. I like Knights. I like the artwork you picked. Really vibes with it. It's not. It doesn't feel oppressive, but it does feel like the whole Guardian aspect plays into the idea of what you're trying to go with this novelty. So I'm gonna give this a solid 4. I want to give it a 5, but I'm gonna give it a solid 4 because I can't give a half point.
All right. For how it does. What is my category again? I don't know why my brain is stopped. Expression. I'm like, it starts with an E. What word starts with E?
It goes from
for expression. So for expression, it's really good, honestly. I I feel like it could be ever so slightly more flavorful. Well, no, actually, I think it's really good actually as is, because you got the knights, the search, and everything like that. It's all knight themed. The guardians, the whole, the knights being the guardian, the heavenly knights being guardians makes a lot of sense. I'm also going to give it a 4.
I think I'm gonna give this gameplay. I'm gonna give it a 5 for line and play, specifically because it feels like it will be very fun to play against. Because it's basically telling your opponent that they cannot play with just brute force, or brute force is very difficult to play. So it's a fun little puzzle, and I do love the whole go wide, gain a bunch of strong warriors that can't be broken through strategy. I think that's a very good gameplay style. So, yeah, I think that's pretty deserving of a 5.
Okay. Let's spin the wheel!
My apologies for me saying the gameplay looks very good, and no further thoughts.
Zaffarano! Alright, which deck is Zaffarano?
The Zaffarano, number 19.
19! Alright. There is no unique keyword in this deck, but there is a dock, so we'll pull that up here in a second.
Yep, everyone in the chat is doing well tonight, by the way. Hope y'all had a good weekend.
Oh, that is an entire document.
Oh. Interesting. Okay, hold on. Comedy masks. Gimmick is weak warriors that strengthen or like to be strengthened. And weakness is overwhelming strong warriors, lack of draw or life gain. It looks like this is a full character sheet. Interesting.
It is, yeah, it is. It's not bad at all. Everything about it. I think they use like the same type of thing I use for whenever I'm making cards.
Look at that.
Unfortunately, it didn't. The PDF did not transfer over well to a doc. So the doc did not transfer over well to a PDF. Unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff was cut off. But overall,
Yeah,
it looks good. At least we got the details we needed. All right, so let's start with this Comedy Mask Harley Quinn. Overwhelm Piercer 1. When this card gets strengthened, this warrior also gets strengthened once. If this warrior can't be strengthened further, it gains resilience instead. It is a weak warrior. And it's the ace of the deck. Comedy Mask Punch is a weak warrior with inconspicuous and follow-up. This warrior can't attack. When another warrior on your field attacks, strengthen it. Comedy Mask Pentalone is a weak warrior with Underwhelm. Activate. Summon a weak warrior from your graveyard or deck and strengthen it. Comedy Mask Breakhella is a weak warrior with Contender. This warrior can attack a number of times equal to the times it got strengthened. Invocation Comedy Show Witty Banters. Summon 3 normal warriors. You can choose to summon less. If you do, strengthen a warrior for each you didn't summon. You can play this card only if it's the last card in your hand. This one is a little smaller, so do apologize. Choose 2 warriors, they battle. If they would roll to clash, they may both be destroyed instead. You may choose 2 opposing warriors with this effect. Strengthen one of those warriors if they are both owned by different players.
That's interesting. Okay.
Alright. Well, first and foremost, we've had some mask and comedy mask deck. I think we had one of those before, which was scorned before they joined the team. But you brought a new and interesting twist to it. I like the idea of the strengthening them. There's a lot of strengthening going on in this deck, though, I will say. But that's not my category. I would have to say, for novelty-wise, I'm going to give this a 3. The mechanics seem interesting, but it's basically a lot of the same mechanic being repeated over and over. And the mask thing, well, interesting, is something we have seen before. But overall, you know, it's not a bad score at all. It's not a bad score at all.
All right. For expression, I'm gonna have to give this one, I feel bad, but I think this one is a 2. The reason being, I don't understand where the comedy mask and the jester theme goes with strengthening. Again, I'm not saying that I love this deck. This deck is so cool. If I had line of play, I would be singing this deck's praises. But since I am about the lore and the kind of how the cards design kind of supports that, I can't really see where the connection is there. Yeah, I feel bad about it, but I think a 2 is the right one. I think it could be very, very strong, though. Like, I feel like if you had, like, a single line in the doc saying why the strengthening is the way it is, in character, I refer to Duel. For the longest time, I wanted...
Last part score, and I knew him, Bree, a little bunny of infinite jest. Some people are saying, did Scorn Ghost submit this? I don't think so, but the name is specifically on there with the requested name, and also the email is not Scorn's. So unless Scorn made a burner account, I don't think this is Scorn.
Scorn running away while wearing a tuxedo mask to hide his identity while he submitted more clowns.
But Scorn, you didn't do anything.
Whooshes away with getting a expression of 2.
Okay, so I looked at the lore a bit. I don't see... Again, I'm not saying it's bad. At all. I love the comedy mask theme to it. But I don't see how those two meet up super well. Again, I'm not talking your deck or anything like that. I always feel bad when I give a low score. If you could find a way to tie it to there... Honestly, I feel like if this character was in like a campaign, they could be expressed very well. But with what we have here, I just cannot see it, unfortunately. I am sorry.
That's entirely fair. And again, all of our scores are subjective, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, though, you can never go wrong by being very strong, and I will sing those praises for Blaze. This is a very good deck. Just because of it's focusing on a very good mechanic. Just strengthening up and gaining benefits while being very strong is very good. And I do love the invocation of this deck on how you can either go wide with multiple tokens, or you can forgo summoning tokens to uber boost a monster a bunch. Or a bunch of monsters that you want to.
Isn't there like one of them that's a weak that gets extra attacks every time it's strengthened? So if you go to
Yeah.
Overwhelm, it gets 4 attacks as a strong with Overwhelm?
Yeah! I think my favorite part, though, about that card is the fact that its weakness is a type that we... One thing that I will very much applaud about this deck is it does, with a few of the cards, have really fun design. I love the weakness of you can only play this with if it's the only card in your hand. That is a really fun weakness to have. And it's also something that can be very controlled and you can work with in gameplay. So it's more reliable if you work towards it. So I'd say this is a pretty good and powerful deck. I think I'm going to comfortably give it a 4.
All right. That's still a 10. That's still a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, that's a 9. That's still good. That's still good. All right. Back to the wheel. Wheel of names. Spin, spin, spin. Tell us whose deck will ultimately win. It'll be Rivalus!
Ooh, rival. That is number 9, I believe.
All right, let's go take a look at deck number 9. Yes, it is. All right, let me just bring up, which I'm going to take a look here in just a moment. Because we got the docket. There is no unique keyword. This is an equip focus deck.
Okay.
Also, to quote what I hope will one day be known as the catchphrase of the character who inspired this deck, I am the edge of a blade the night before the dawn. Interesting, interesting. All right. Yeah. I remember looking at this deck and going, oh, okay. All right, card images. Let's go. Start with Dimensional Drifter Paradox Knight. Armor up. Ace Strong. If this card were to be destroyed by battle or card effect, discard one equipped card instead. Plot Shield. When equipped to a Paradox Knight, twice per duel, you can reroll. It has Defender and is a strong item. Dragon's Blade. When equipped to Paradox Knight, strengthen that warrior by 1. And it's got some flavor text on the bottom, which I cannot pronounce for the life of me. Hidden Right Wrist Blade. Strong item with Piercer 3. When equipped to Paradox Knight, strengthen it by 1. And when attacking Omega, grant Loyal.
Okay, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
Normal item, Tragic Memory. When equipped to Paradox Knight, give him Overwhelm and negate any effects of Viral Legends cards when attacking. And lastly, Invocation, Tri-Blade Slash. Play only if Paradox Knight is equipped with Dragon Blade and has Hidden Right Wrist Blade. He gains Contender. Wow, this is like Crest Knight as a deck, but different. This is definitely fun. This is definitely a fun theme for a deck, so I'm gonna give it a 4. You got a 4 out of me on this one, Rival. Good job.
For expression, I might have to give this one a 5. So, all of the cards wouldn't necessarily be great in a normal deck, but each of the cards is hyper flavorful and references a specific part of Crest Knight's kind of journey throughout the series, right? So you've got, Paradox Knight with Armor Up keyword, kind of harkening back to when he got his own Henshin card. Got Plot Shield, which is, the one of the funniest throats we ever had. Dragon's Blade. I'm not sure if that one is a... Oh, that one I think is whenever he draws his Dimension Disc. Wait, what the hell? Mama Striker? Sorry, Alice just said Mama Striker. I was very confused. Yeah, the Wrist Blade. I'm not sure where the Wrist Blade comes from, but when attacking Omega, yeah, that makes sense. You got Tragic Memory giving Viral Legion hate, and the Tribe, the Tri-Blade Slash. It's just a cool one. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to give this one a 5. Yeah, this is a 5 because everything is expressly about the flavor.
Alice is like, I want to see Crest Knight having to face this deck now.
Yeah,
I would love to see I would love to see Nova try to roleplay this fight because, from what I've been told, the character who runs this deck is an alternate timeline Crest Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see how Nova would navigate that. But yeah, line of play. So there are definitely some good cards here, such as the item that gives you Piercer 3. That is a very good effect. especially when you equip it to a card that is very strong.
That's basically that's instant win in 2 out of 3 matches.
Yeah, congratulations, you made Barrier Heart but better. Which is saying something. But there's also other parts of the deck where it feels a bit more underwhelming. Like, in theory, it's not bad for like what they're doing, but if that is the only thing that they are doing, it's not really the most impressive. Such as I believe one of the items was just Give Contender, which for an already very strong card, yeah, it's nice, but if it's the only thing one item gives you where you can only equip it to a single card in your entire deck, it kind of feels a little bit less worth it. But still, there's a lot of inherent power just behind the cards themselves, and you could definitely future design this with, staples and like other cards. You can make this work. So with that very much in mind, I'm gonna give this about, I feel confident of giving it a 4.
13. Nice. Also, we've been told that the blade says, will these wrongs ever be righted on the card?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Heck yeah.
All right. Wheel of Cards. Spin, spin, spin. Tell us which deck that thinks will win. Red Griffin. All right. Which deck number is that?
Number 16.
And then after this one, we might take a 5-minute break because we've been going for another half hour.
Okay, doke.
Opening up all the cards. There's only 5 cards in this one. Alright. Read Me says this deck is all in mail, never clinking. From our home game of Perfect Draw, this deck belongs to Felicia Fish Kawase, whose adopted brother's soul inhabits the Golden Arowana exosuit. Her deck is built around fusing power-ups to the Golden Arowana card to battle space kaiju that threaten the Earth. It has fuse staple that can fuse 2 cards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It is a 4-card deck, but there is an extra picture here that has all the cards from the deck. They just submitted 4.
Oh, it's so cool.
All right, so we're gonna show off the 4 cards, and then if you're here afterwards, Red Mage, please.
Wait. Oh my God, it's like when they say a home game of Perfect Draw. Yes, it is literally. They're playing this IR. This is so cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, to share. They need to share it in the voice chat, or not the voice chat, but the.
Please do.
Oh my God, I'm jealous. That looks amazing.
Oh my God, all the cards look so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I'll do my best to bring that
card
picture
for your ace.
I'll do a thing here in just a minute, and we'll show off all of this. Let's look at the cards first. Sonar Jammer. It's a normal item. Name a card. It has no abilities. When fused, cards clashing with this have no abilities. Mercurial Ghostfish Machine Spirit is a weak item. Piercer 1. If Goldfish Arowana is in play, fuse to it. If it's in the graveyard, summon it. Interesting. Twin-Edged Turbo Pike. Used warrior can attack twice each turn. When this item is played, draw a card with follow-up. Golden Arowana Armored Gizmo is a weak ace warrior. Contender, resilience 1 plus fused cards. So I'm assuming each additional fused card gives 1 additional resilience. This card always starts at the top of your deck. Interesting.
It's probably has to do with with their whole backstory, with their brother being fused to the spirit of the card.
All right, so we're just gonna do this for a second. Look at this. This is all their homemade cards for this deck. Is that not cool?
That is
My God.
amazing.
And
love
the fact that they got
all of
a
them.
full printed art for their ace, it looks so good.
The fact that they drew this all too, massive applause.
Oh my
I
God!
agree.
And I'm looking at it. I think you can. I don't know. Like, there's like a symbol up in the corner.
Yeah, it tells you if
with,
they're
like-
staples or invocations and whatnot.
Yeah, like staples, invocations, warrior. Like, oh my God,
And-
it's so cool.
It is.
Oh.
They put a lot of love into this. You can tell.
You can 1000%. You can.
All right.
If
And-
you're watching, you did such an amazing job, and it's so cool that you're playing this IRL. It's just so cool.
All right. I'm just going to do this for a sec because I need to re-trim down the card screen. All right.
This deck, I don't want to call it early, but this might be my favorite deck.
I'm giving this a 5. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is beautiful. The creativity on display here is off the charts. A solid 5.
Honestly, about the same here. The whole lore with your brother being fused with the cards, super perfect draw. I'm just looking at your card right now, and you even have like a little card you drew for your character Fish. They look so cool. Oh my God, it all looks so cool. I even see your Tinker staple. Like, all your staples look really cool. Like, oh my God, I'm gushing so much about these cards. Oh my God. But
We can only
I'm gonna have
judge
to give
based
it
off of
a
the ones that we
5.
got. Okay.
I know. I think we're gonna go ahead and give this a 5. All of the cards I feel really do, because we got like the whole, they're fighting giant space kaijus. Sounds very much like a Saturday morning cartoon. All these things are like stuff fused into the main robot to help fight them. And I can feel that because all of them have their own abilities, so like their own robots to help fight them, but they can also fuse to make an even bigger robot that's fighting it by themselves, as like a unit. So I'm giving this a 5. This is really cool.
I'm gonna have to say this is probably a 5, mostly just because of how the ace works. Because that is an effect in the book, by the way, where you have a card that can start on the top of your deck. That is a thing that you can't do in the book. Overall, it's mechanically a very consistent and good deck. But even with just the cards that we were shown, this is strong. And very consistent, which is another good thing in Perfect Draw. So I'm definitely confident to say that this is a 5, just based off of that. Not to mention, it also has really good defensive abilities. God, that resilience can get really out of hand if your opponent's not careful.
True. All right. Well, and we've been going for another half hour. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks left. We're gonna take a 5er. I need to go to the washroom and whatnot, so we'll be back shortly.
Wait, no, what was the score? What was the score for them? I don't think you said it.
What would you give them?
I gave them a 5.
Then that's
Come on.
15.
That's a 15 well earned.
Yep, second perfect score. All right, we will be right back. All right, and we're back from break. Thank you very much for waiting, everybody. So we got 6 decks left. So let's go ahead and bring up the Wheel of Decks. Wheel of Decks, spin, spin, spin. Which deck will be the next to win?
Yes.
The Newt has chosen Nick's deck.
Nick.
All right, which deck number is Nick?
Number 20.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and the unique keyword. All right, so the unique keyword for this deck is Ripen. Warriors get more powerful as they ripen. Ripening at the start of your turn. This creates Ripen 1 stage. Warriors and items have 3 stages of ripening. Underripe, ripe, and overripe. Underripe is the default state with no inherent effect. Ripe is strengthened. Overripe is strengthened again and destroy after it attacks, clashes, or at the end of the owner's turn.
Oh, that's cool. I do like a self-buffing mechanic like that, but it also is a downside. That's really interesting.
Some effects may say ripen, which advances target 1 or more stages. This doesn't grant the repeating ripening ability. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the cards. Black Knight Banana Peel. This is overripe. When you play this card, ripen target warrior or item 2 stages. It is a strong warrior. Yeah, that makes sense. Bananas are usually overripe by the time you get them home.
Mhm.
Blades of Liquefying. Sacrifice a warrior. If overripe, repeat the next effect. Strengthen your warriors and gain 1 life. So if it's overripe, you strengthen your warriors again and gain another life. We are going to skip the next card because I want to save that one for last. Magic Mulch is a weak item with blocker. When this card is put into your graveyard, ripen a warrior or item. Watermelon Soldier, weak warrior with ripening blocker. When this dies, create a weak warrior with ripening. If this was overripe, repeat. And lastly, the creme de la creme, the Blue Eyes White Dragon Fruit.
No one has ever been able to
love
summon
that.
him.
I love this.
Wow. That is great art, actually. Holy crap.
That is
Yeah.
a normal ace with pressure, piercer, both at 1 and ripening.
So
That is an
real quick.
amazing dragon fruit.
It is. Ripening. So if it has ripening, that means it just gets ripened to like the ripened tokens at every turn, or
Yeah.
it goes up a stage every turn. Okay. And then the Black Knight Banana Peel is automatically overripe when you
Yep.
play it.
Yep.
Okay. That's interesting.
Because
Okay.
as soon as you get the bananas home, they're already, starting to go bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chat's going wild for the blue-eyed white dragon fruit.
Whoever made this art did an amazing job.
It's fantastic. It really is. And I love this concept with the fact that it's all fruit going, and you have to try to maintain it without them going bad. So I'm gonna give this a 5 for novelty. This is a very novel and interesting concept.
I'm probably gonna give this one a 4 for expression. Again, not saying it isn't great. This really is. Honestly, actually, no, I'm gonna give it a 5. It's just such a fun concept with the ripening. It's a really interesting balancing act between, because a lot of fruit when it's just overripe a little bit, it's really, really good. It's super sweet, really great, but then a little bit too long, it goes bad. You have to throw it out. And this one really does feel like it. It just feels really cool and interesting. And then your boss monster is the Blue Eyes White Dragon Fruit, which is such a funny card with amazing art. Giving this one a 5.
Yeah. I really do love how a lot of the cards like to play with the stages of ripening. You have cards that already start as overripened, and you have cards that really want you to sacrifice cards while they're already overripened, which you get more effects. So everything just pushes and cascades towards later in the game with a lot of benefits. I think you cooked up a really good idea. It takes a moment to fully get my head around. Yeah, yeah. It takes a moment for like me to fully wrap my head around what the deck was trying to do. But after seeing everything in front of me, I think you've earned a 5 with how
A third perfect score.
Yeah, no, like I know I'm trying my best not to give out 4s and 5s to everything I see, but this one I am very confident that they designed very well. It's using the effect in a lot of interesting ways that all push towards the same unified goal. It's really good.
All right.
Also, the dragon fruit monster, one of my favorite aces.
That's such a cool concept.
It is.
All right. Wheel of decks, spin, spin, spin. Which will be the next deck to win? Deuce first. All right.
Who's first?
We might get through all the decks at this rate, actually.
Yeah, number 1.
Number 1. Alright. Let me just open up all the cards.
I feel like someone's done a Lazy Town deck, or at least referenced it in one of our reviews. That had to have happened, right?
I think so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Sorry, Deuce Ferb. In my old name it says Deuce first. Alright, so the keyword reveal. Reveal blank. You may use a reveal ability by revealing a card in your hand that matches the description specified by the reveal keyword. Each reveal ability can only be used once per turn. I.e., a reveal warrior would require you to show a warrior card in your hand. And then you can't use another reveal warrior card.
Okay.
Alright, let's start here. Devouring Void. Once per turn, if this card is revealed, target warrior loses all effect text until end of turn. So if you reveal this card, target warrior loses all of its effects, but it has nothing that when you play it. Interesting. Void Sworn Cockatrice Ballista is a normal item. Reveal Warrior. Destroy a warrior with equal or lesser strength than the revealed card.
Okay.
Normal warrior Ace Void Sworn Hydra Sorcerer. Reveal Invocation. Choose one. Weaken an item or warrior. Strengthen a warrior. Or gain 1 life. A weak item, reveal warrior. Create a copy of revealed warrior. Destroy that copy at end of the turn.
What was the card's name?
That was the Hydra.
Oh, okay.
Voidsworn Ouroboros is an invocation with return a card you control to the hand, then play a different warrior or item from your hand. Voidsworn Twin Behemoth Knight. Reveal item or create a weak warrior with blocker, and this is a normal item. I think this is supposed to be a normal warrior, and I missed this. Or if I didn't, then this is supposed to be the black frame for item, and so that is my fault. I apologize. I missed that one. All right. Overall, it's Skeleturgus, you will have to wait until the next time we open submissions, which will probably be next month. So you got a couple weeks. If you'd like to join the Discord, you can get some feedback on what you want to build. Verve is like, yes, that's supposed to be a warrior. Okay, so the color was right. It's just had item at the bottom by mistake. That's all good. Let's do this first. Discord. All right. So, I think this is a pretty novel deck. I like the idea of revealing the cards. I'm going to give it a 4. I don't want to give it any higher than that because it feels like a lot of the cards that I'm seeing novelty-wise are meant to be held in your hand and not to be played, which kind of defeats the point of a card game.
Well, it's interesting. Reveal decks, like there is a reveal deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That came out recently, and it's pretty interesting. I personally like it.
I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad, which is why I'm giving it a 4. I just feel like most of the deck, from what I saw here, is meant to be in your hand and not in play.
Oh, fair.
So I'll give it a 4. It's an interesting concept, and I like the idea. All right, pass it along.
Alrighty. For expression, I'm gonna have to give it a slightly lower score. Mostly because I don't know what the theme is kind of supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I think this is a really neat deck. Like, I love Vanquish Souls, which is essentially the same kind of a deck, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm not sure what this deck is trying to kind of convey. So I'm going to have to give it, I guess a 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I like it, but
I think we're on the same wavelength of it because the more the deck went on, I started noticing a pattern to where a lot of the effects are, for the most part, actually just generic staple effects. But also some of them are generic staple effects, but worse. Like, the first one was the invocation that allowed you to silence a warrior. The normal staple invocation can silence anything on the field. Not saying that you can't have that restriction, but that's the only thing it does, and if it's only revealed, so it requires another card in hand. All that being said, it's mostly just most of the cards, while you do have a good plan with what you want the deck to do, in execution, it just kind of starts turning more underwhelming with what the cards are actually doing in, like, you know, your average power level for a perfect draw game. Everything just kind of falls, I guess, below average. And there's also just a good couple cards that just sit in your hand.
I think what it is you have kind of what the deck wants to do, at least what I'm thinking what the deck wants to do is, or the design for the deck is, the effects themselves aren't astounding, but a lot of the cards also give you bonuses for being revealed, and that's where the deck is getting its strength, is where whenever you activate the effect, it allows you to essentially get 2 effects for the price of 1, I think is what the idea is.
That's what it looks like. But again, that means that half of your deck needs to be in your hand.
Yeah.
It's just I notice it, and some of the cards don't feel like they even get to that, I guess, baseline. I like the idea very much so, but I'm still confident in saying this is probably a 2 in line of play. So the flow can happen, it's just I don't expect that flow actually accomplishing much in a game.
So what are you going to give this score?
A 2.
Okay. 4. So that's a total of 8. That is middle of the road. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so let's pull open the wheel. We got 4 decks left. Here we go. It's time for sabers.
Number
Oh,
5.
boy. Oh boy, here we go. The super creative artist herself has joined.
The unfortunate
All right,
thing
is any
was
of this something we're gonna have to censor?
No, actually,
No.
I think we're good.
She has learned from that, and she now makes sure that anything like that is not on there.
Yeah,
So she
Yeah.
she's covered.
it's safe.
Okay.
But also, oh my god, the quality of this presentation wise.
Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna say
yeah.
right
It's
now.
design of its
I'm
own
gonna say right
accord.
now. While she did not use the borders, she did look at ours from the show and redrew ours.
Uh-huh.
Saber,
So I will.
this is
I
the one
will-
exception.
So
This
I
is
will
the
allow that because she spent time to redraw our card border, like our borders.
Uh-huh. It is
Yeah.
insane. These cards are insane.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at her rule card, shall we? Elden Ring. So, second phase. Channel the power of the boss fight. When a warrior is defeated or destroyed, they resurrect with their new stated abilities. Warriors can only be resurrected once this way, and if they are brought back from the graveyard, they are brought back to their second phase state. Interesting. So if a warrior dies, it goes to phase 2, and if you bring it back from the graveyard, it comes back automatically in phase 2.
And I love the quote here. I am Millennia, Blade of Mikla. Ah! Oh my god.
All right, so let's start
Look
with
at that.
Saint Trina, with I cannot pronounce that. Meliquina, the kind. Let's see. She's a weak warrior. The main phase is equip this card to any warrior you control. Remains equipped in the graveyard. That warrior. The warrior is a Lord concept on Quartz Art tag and has second phase strengthen and blast radius 2. In second phase, in second phase, switch to gold side. So, okay. So it starts off as a warrior and then it switches over to the second phase, which is the gold. This card
Okay, so it
can't
goes
attack
from-
or defend.
Left to right.
Okay, so it starts as Saint Trina and then becomes I'm not trying to pronounce that, the kind, whenever she is in second phase. Okay.
You know what's really funny about this card in particular? It's a minty character situation. Nicola's a boy.
Okay.
It's pronounced Mikella, according to what we're seeing here.
Mikella. Okay.
All right.
That was Mikola.
Lunar Princess Ranny. She's a normal warrior. So her second phase, aka when she dies, gain fumble, activate keyword, and inconspicuous. All warriors in second phase states have hexproof. So she can activate, and then everyone gets inconspicuous, and all warriors in second phase get hexproof. Interesting. Divine Beast Dancing Lion is a warrior, normal.
God, I love this so much.
Second phase gains teamwork once per turn. If there's an Empyrean on the field, you may kill it. The ace of the deck, Millennia Blade of Mikella. Resilience 2. Phase 2, switch to the Scarlet side. Millennia Goddess of Rot. Life Drain. Death Touch Strong 1. So if she kills an opponent, destroy a strong creature. When you win a clash, weaken warriors adjacent to the target. Interesting. Invocation, Maidenless. Sacrifice a warrior. If the sacrifice warrior enters second phase, your opponent cannot summon warriors for one turn. And another invocation, Waterfowl Dance. If Millennia is on the field, destroy 3 warriors. If Millennia is still alive after 2 turns, return this card to your hand. Interesting. Okay. So, to start off with, I have not played Elden Ring. But I could definitely see the inspiration behind this. And as a fan of Dark Souls, I appreciate the whole second phase thing. So I'm going to give this a solid 4. Inspiration-wise and design-wise, it looks really good. There's a little thing I would change would probably be just making sure that the colors are consistent. If they're turning into items, make it black instead of gold. And if it's still warrior, when it comes back, it needs to stay blue. That kind of thing. But I appreciate the whole trying to color code it.
I think it's really cool. Yeah, I think it's cool.
If I may at least say something as someone who has played a lot of Elden Ring and actually knows these characters.
Yeah.
All those effects are representative of what the characters do in the story or their boss fight mechanics.
Beautiful.
Like, those are what the characters do. Like, the Miquella one, he that does stuff in the story. That's actually really cool. And it gives the card it takes, a boss fight mechanic, too. Which is, what happens in the DLC.
All right.
Like it's your vote, but I think that's deserving of a 5.
Well, based off of the information you've given me, then yeah, I will bump it up to a 5.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Blaze.
Alrighty. Like Nell, I have never played Elden Ring, but unlike Nell, I have also not played any Dark Souls. Any of the Souls-like. I played... Oh, that's not true. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. I beat my head against the wall and did not get very far. I'm not good at those kinds of games. Anyways.
Just need to get good.
It's still... yes, unfortunately, I am not good, so that is... Is it my own fault? Yes, I accept that. Anyways. But... I still understand what is happening here, and I love it. I love a nice boss fight second stage. And translating the cards becoming new versions of themselves and stronger whenever they get to their second stage is such a cool idea. And then the idea of when they come back, they also second stage, and then when they lose, they become... it's such a cool mechanic it's deceptively simple, in my opinion. Really interesting. And so I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 5.
Ooh. All right. You're up, Connor. Are we going to have
What can I
4?
say?
Are we going to have 4 decks tonight?
What can I say about Saber's cards, as they're always affectionately very, 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 very strong. How strong this deck is in particular to maybe Saber's other cards. Oh boy, wow, this is crazy, because 3 of the cards effectively have an extra life, and Malenia has effectively 3 lives to get through. No, 4. Yeah, 4. So that's a lot to begin with. Not to mention the fact that every single warrior just has so much going on in a deceptively simple way. Malenia just destroys fairly strong monsters being able to barrel through it. Miquella is able to steal cards and, also make them very strong as well. You have wonderful removal spells and everything. This deck is just oomph to the max. So, 5. What else? It's wonderful. I love this deck.
We changed the scores, and suddenly we have 4 perfect scores in a single sitting. Either you guys are getting better, or we're getting easier to please.
I think what it is is whenever the categories are less hyper-specific like they usually are, when they're hyper-specific, it is easier for us to find flaws in what we're seeing. Like maybe the wording's a little bit funky. Maybe one of the cards doesn't quite fit the theme properly or something like that. I think we've kind of combined the ones that are harder to get perfect into a single category, which makes the entire thing easier to get perfect scores on. But that's just my opinion. Which is not me saying...
But at the same token, I do like the fact that we are giving out some good scores.
Oh yeah,
because people
the
are
cards have been
deep-
amazing.
Yeah, people
no,
are being
the cards are
creative,
amazing.
and every single one of them has deserved it.
Yeah, no, we're eating good
1000%.
tonight. We're eating good tonight. Y'all cooked.
All right, we got 3 decks left, but we also do need to take another short break. So we're going to take a break, then we're going to clear out the last 3 decks, and then we'll hang out for a few minutes. So please stand on by. We'll be right back. And if you haven't already, please feel free. Oh, I'm Ray Griffin, the player and artist for the home game with Golden Arowana and White Dragon Fruit. Absolutely grinning from ear to ear here listening. I'm glad. We
my
love
God.
them. We
Okay.
love them. Please
God,
join the
please
Discord.
share.
Share your deck so people can see those arts in full and enjoy them as much as we did. Please.
Yes. Oh my god. If you
Griffin, give us your cards, and my gratitude is yours. Please, they're so good.
And Alice, thank you for giving them a wonderful gift sub. We really appreciate it. Our
You're
GM is in
amazing,
our
Alice.
Discord.
Awesome.
Oh my
Not
God.
your DM's username so we can think of.
if you Ray Griffin, if you message the mod mail, we will be sure to give you the artist role as well, because we've already seen your amazing art. I'm pretty sure it's not AI. So there's nothing for us
It's
to worry about
perfect.
there.
We will throw you into that artist role, and then you can share off all your art whenever you want.
Oh yeah, it's
this
so
is-
good.
This is wonderful. This is Blaze is spontaneously combusted.
Blaze exploded. But with that being said, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be taking a longer break than expected because Blaze definitely needs to eat. And we only have 3 decks left. So
Yeah.
we're like, okay, fine, whatever. We're going to hang out with you guys. So Blaze is going to be gone for probably about 10, 15. But we only have 3 decks left to go, so we should be good. But in the meantime, oh my god, your deck submissions are amazing. Your deck submissions are gold. They're
This has been
beautiful.
what a wonderful way to start off the year with card submissions. This is absolutely wonderful.
Is this the first one of the year?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I
wait.
thought we did one more.
No, we didn't. Like we said we were going to do one for like the start of the year, and then we did post it until halfway through January.
Ah,
We
okay.
had to like post it like
The
before
beginning
December.
of January.
We were
Okay.
very busy, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, new year, new review scores. It's all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll once this one is done, I will aim to get the next one up and running. Probably next week.
Yeah.
And we'll run it
I am
for
so
we'll run it
excited.
for like 2. We'll run the entries for like 2 weeks or something like that again.
Yeah.
And because there's gonna be no rush, just make sure you get your stuff in, and then that gives me a week to look through the cards instead of like 2 days.
I am so excited to see what everyone will make next, especially
Do you guys want
so many
themes? Do you want themes again, or do you like having this being just like open? Because that's a serious question. If you guys want themes, I can bring themes back. But if you like being the open creativity, I can leave it as open as well.
I personally like themes, mostly just because it's fun seeing what everyone does with a singular idea and what they do in their own directions. I'm fine doing whatever the community wants. Though I definitely could see we could try to like strike a balance between them. Like maybe alternating or like, you know, we hop back and forth. I think a few with is always good. I love themes, but open gives everyone more opportunity.
Would have done
Between-
only one rule card, but the DM at the time I had required me to make it so the ace could be costed correctly. Looks like I'm down for both. Both is good. I love themes, but open gives everyone more opportunity to get creative. Swapping
This is
between
good.
themes and there's variety. Alternating. Okay, so you guys want to do like alternating back and forth?
Yeah.
I like the idea of alternating as well, because that way it's a narrower focus and then an open focus, then a narrow focus, then an open focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that because I do notice how much this community loves making card ideas constantly. So definitely giving more opportunity for open design space when we're not looking for stuff specific. I think that would be a great balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alice is right. We could put it up as a poll on Discord.
We could always. Oh,
Yeah,
Blaze
Blaze
faded
is-
to the void again.
That's because Blaze went to go get food. And we got a new joiner on the Discord. So, Lady Rowan, if you're watching this live, welcome. That's Skeleturgus. Well then, welcome. You know, I'm feeling a little Jonesy for a bit. Let's go ahead. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm gonna open up a booster pack
Ooh, on the house.
on the house.
Man, y'all are. Man, we are eating good today with the card game stuff.
Oops, that is the wrong screen. Hold on.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. Let's do a quick poll here and see which pack, Avatar or Final Fantasy. No additional gold for votes. Start the poll. 2 minutes. Let's see. Ravel's like, yeah, but belated for context on the Dragon Blade. Ask Nova if this praise is worthy in Latin. I consider Paradox Knight's phrase with the wrongs be righted and Googled how it would be said in Latin. Put that in the cart. Very nice choice.
Heck yeah.
So let's get those votes in.
I love your flavor rifle.
Let's see which booster pack we're opening. And I love my playmat, but I have ordered a new one as a test print for something that'll be coming out down the road.
Ooh. Do I know what that is?
You've probably seen the art.
I probably have, but I've seen a lot of arts. Mostly because of our amazing artists here.
True, very true.
Yeah, there's a... I don't think I know which one you're referring to specifically.
I have shown off that I am going to be making a secret layer. And I have shown the Sarah Angel art card for it so far. So it's going to be that, but it's going to be a full print art.
Ooh.
As my new playmat.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Also, something else I'm gonna show off. Oh, by the way, no, I got the Fran and Balthier Magic. Nice rival, awesome, congrats. I am gonna show off this. I did pick this up recently, or rather, it was gifted to me by Faye. But this is what a Surge foil looks like.
Oh,
So
wow.
you get to see the Surge foiliness of this. This is the Surge foil full art borderless for Eris Gainsborough from the Final Fantasy set.
Looks very good. Oh, votes came in.
3-2 for Avatar. All right.
I am very biased towards my childhood.
And this is why I made sure that you couldn't spend money on it.
Perfectly fair, I probably wouldn't have spent the points. I burned a lot through the Budokai.
All right. Let's see. We've got the Iguana Parrot, Compassionate Healer, Earthbending Lesson, Mongoose Lizard, Pirate Peddlers, How to Start a Riot. Gee, I wonder how you do that. Oh, the flavor text tells you. Hey, Riot! Earth Village Ruffians, a Wolf Bat, Solstice Revelations. I don't think I have this one. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than the number of mountains you control. If you don't cast that card this way, put it into your hand. And it says Flashback. Pain and Suffering.
Every time. Ooh.
Yo! Top the first Metal Bender. Very nice.
That's a really good card.
Wait, double rares?
Ooh.
Yeah, we got 2 rares in this pack. We also got Airbender Ascension. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 more quest counters on it, exile up to 1 target creature you control and then return it to the battlefield under its control. A foil of Azula on the Hunt. An island. And a ally token, which is also a clue token.
I don't think I've seen that clue art before. Oh, that's good.
Very nice cards.
What a very good pack.
Yeah, let's see. How many packs of left of each do I have? Hold on. Need to just take these off of here. I need to start putting stuff into the storage unit. I have 3 packs of Avatar.
I preemptively built myself a little like storage cardboard box because I love buying precons, but dang, it's starting to take up a lot of space.
We have 3 packs of Avatar left and 5 packs of Final Fantasy, and then we're going to be out of booster draws for a bit until I can get more. All right, let's go ahead and switch on back. Solid pack overall.
I'm getting quicker on the draw. I'm getting quicker on the draw to transform. By the way, no. Have you noticed something interesting?
Hmm?
Do you find it weird whenever you're very high detailed in HG, I become chibi, and whenever you become chibi, I end up transforming into a very high HD form?
That's because you keep switching over to your Dimension Chasers character whenever I go there.
Am I though? Looks at camera.
He is.
Or maybe, and hear me out, it could be due to the work of a specific little intruder that has been hiding in this little couch area. Is that what we call this space again? Maybe one of those guys that's been hiding around here that the community loves looking for.
Let's see.
Wonder where he could
Red
be.
Griffonic says, I work in a card shop, and our Magic the Gathering Warhammer 40k tabs are all mislabeled as search foil. Oh boy. Oh, that reminds me, I've been discussing this with some friends, but I want to hear your thoughts as a community. I'm thinking of having either a pre-release night or a pre-release like night where I grab a few friends, we open up the pre-release bundles or the equivalent of where we buy 6 packs from a specific set, and then we have to make a deck out of that and play against each other. And the thing is, we have to do it on stream so people can see us opening the packs and then build the decks that way. Would that be something you guys would all be interested in? If so, please let us know. Also, I see Blaze is back.
Yep, sorry about that, everybody. I was just Grandma Blaze made a roast, and it was very tasty.
Nice to hear.
Hey, at least now you're roasted. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, but I posted photos if anyone wants to see it. It's really good. It has mushrooms and potatoes and onions.
Is that in the Nellex food?
It is.
Excellent. The best category on this server.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go ahead and look at the last 3 packs then, shall we?
Awesome.
Wheel of Decks. Spin, spin, spin. Tell us the deck that's next to win. Time Kid.
Ooh. Always good to see one time kids. Number 7.
All right, so let's go ahead. 4, 5, 6, and the keyword card. All right.
There's another one. First ever card review.
That is a hello, Treasured Tales. Ahem. Hail anyone, it is I, Time Kid, whatever I'm now called on the server. What are they currently called on the server, Blaze?
They are called Chrono Child.
Okay.
This will be my first ever card review for Perfect Draw / DC, and I wanted to make some cards as a favorite game of mine. I shall call this pack Souls Alight as we follow the Grim Troop. They will be having great play on the opponent as the ritual for child calls for it. Though the opponent might be burned a little. as this deck plays more like a lifesteal burn kind of deck. Hope you all enjoy and have a grand time. Alright, keyword
Alrighty.
card is Flared. If a card with this tag would leave the field, the owner takes 1 life. I'm assuming 1 damage.
Okay.
Alright. Master of the Grim Troop. Grim is the normal warrior, which is the ace. Once per turn, you give 1 card Flared. While in the discard pile, you may take 1 life to place it. I'm assuming offer a life to place it. Though I dream I travel at Lantern's call to consume the flames of the kingdom's fall. Normal item, the Nightmare Heart. Armor up and lifelink 1. If you have given 3 cards Flared, you may fuse this and the warrior for the King of Nightmares Grim. Burn the father, feed the child.
Oh, okay. So,
Go ahead.
okay. Sorry. I'm trying to understand the stat.
A normal item, accordion player Brum. Follow up. Placed once you may give 1 card Flared. So when it's played, while this is on the field, all your items gain inconspicuous. A song that never ends is no song at all. Invocation, Grimkin Theater. Pay 1 life to play 1 card from any discard pile, but it has no effects. If there is a Flared, that card has effects. Come, my friends, the audience awaits. Another invocation, Grim Troop member Divine. Pay 1 life to destroy 1 card, but if there is a Flared, give 1 card Flared and destroy 2 cards. A charm, beautiful, most precious thing. And finally, King of Nightmares Grim is an ace strong. 2nd strike, unique, loyal, Flared cards. Again, underwhelm. Can't be summoned normally. So that's where the fusion thing comes into play.
Okay.
Deepest Reaches, Beating Red, Terror of Sleep, the Nightmare Heart. Alright. This is really cool. I like this idea of basically putting debuffs on your opponent's cards that give you benefits. You're basically putting status effects on them that aren't hurting them just by being on there for the most part. With the exception of if it's Flared, they take a damage per turn. So it's like being on fire, right? So you are taking a little bit of damage. Or your opponent's taking a little bit of damage, but in return, you also get to trigger some interesting effects from that as well. So it's like you're debuffing them gives you buffs. I like this. I like this deck concept a lot. And I like the Hollow Knight aspect for it. So I'm going to give it a 4.
All right. I have never played Hollow Knight, so I don't really understand what's going on too well. No, I assume this is a great translation of Hollow Knight and its lore.
I haven't played Hollow Knight, but I understand what's going on here from someone who's played many a Metroidvania.
Ah, okay. I think it's really interesting and cool. I do like how you have to use, you have to fuse to create your ace using, like, having 3 Flared cards in the field. I think that's really cool. So it makes it really interesting. Sometimes you don't want to destroy their Flared cards. You want to leave them on the field so that way you can summon your ace instead, which I think is really neat. Deck also has 2 aces, which is interesting. I like it. I'm going to give it a 3. If I knew what was going on, it would probably be a 4. But I can't use knowledge I don't have, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to give this deck a solid 4. Timegate has always been great at designing cards, as I've been seeing him go on. And this is another just very well solid designed card.
nothing's truly overwhelming. It's fun to navigate in a game. It definitely does have a lot of cards that help push its game plan forward. And it does have weaknesses to where other support cards can help compensate for in a fun way. So I think you've done a very wonderful job making a fun little burn your opponent to death deck.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
can see
that's
it.
a confident 4 I'll give you.
All right, so that's a solid 11. All right, we've got 2 decks left. Wheel of Decks, spin, spin, spin. Tell us which next deck will win. All right, looks like Key is next.
Number 15.
All right. Does not look like this deck has any unique keywords. Right. And opening up the deck, we've got Lair of the Gobbo. It's a normal item. When this card is played at the start of your turn, create 2 weak warriors. Invocation, your treasure is mine. Goblin Vike Thief Tycoon. Interesting. That must be like a game or a book or something. Respond. If an opponent's card would gain a keyword, grant it to one of your warriors instead. Interesting.
It is in fact a game.
The staple
That-
to create 2
oh.
weak warriors is called Marry Me Human.
That's actually
Oh
really
my
funny.
god.
Gobbo
I think I
Commander.
recognize. Sorry.
Gobbo Commander is a warrior. We don't have a strength on this warrior. When this card is played, strengthen all other warriors you control until the end of turn. Gobbo Sniper, which is a normal warrior. Tribute once per turn. Send a warrior you control to the graveyard. Deal 1 damage to your opponent. Uncle Gobbo Dietz is the ace, which is a strong warrior. Can only be played once 4 or more of your warriors have been destroyed. Possession and risky. I would say this is a very goblin-filled deck. Gives my old red Magic the Gathering player a lot of smiles. And it is very cute, especially with that marriage card. I have to admit, that was cute. I'm going to give this a 4.
Double check real quick. I love this deck. Goblins are like really fun. Someone who also loves red Magic the Gathering, I am a fan, and I think I recognize the comic that Mary Muhuman comes from. I think I've seen like the narration someone did of it. My only issue is it doesn't feel like there is a central kind of theme throughout the cards. It's just goblins, which isn't bad in the slightest. So I think we're going to go ahead and give this one a 4.
Okay.
I think a 4 is very fair for this deck as well. It very much does enjoy summoning goblins and having a lot of goblins on field. So then I see a few sacrifice outlets for this. So it definitely does feel very much like red or red-black goblins from Magic the Gathering. And also, oh my god, that Marry Me Human card's really funny. Even if it's just like a generic staple, that's great that you did that. So yeah, a confident 4. This is a very solid... Yeah, this is good. I love Goblin Deets.
So also, I will say, Goblin Vike is in fact a game. Thief Tycoon is a game. It's coming out Q2 of 2026. It's made by a new developer slash publisher called Art Thieves. At night, you're a thief sneaking into dungeons to steal goods. By day, you're a cunning merchant. Haggle to sell at high prices. Master the art of stealth. Steal the demon lord's hidden treasures. Recruit employees. Expand your business. Grow from a penniless goblin to a black market tycoon. And it also has a demo available right now.
Connor, what did you give it? Sorry?
A 4.
That's a 12. Very nice.
Sorry, it looks like an interesting game.
All right. Let's open up the wheel. All right. Let's see who the last deck is going to be.
Who would it land on? Nobody knows.
Oh, looks like it's Pokemon.
Number 11.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. I've shuffled them around so the staples are at the back because they did include staples, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to open up with the Missing Canary, which is the Ace Warrior normal. Has pressure 1. If this card is discarded, summon it. It can attack directly. And I think Pokemon was mentioning as well that this is going to be like a deck that they're using in a home game, so...
Ooh.
Invocation, disappear. If this card is discarded, choose one. Target opponent takes 1 damage. Destroy target warrior. Invocation, missing an action. If this card is discarded, strengthen all warriors you control. Last Flight. It's a weak item. If this card is discarded, play it. When an opponent
God
summons
damn it.
a warrior, you can sacrifice this card to destroy that warrior. What?
Real quick. He just sent me a message about their deck.
Yeah?
Goblin D's nuts.
Well,
I
get
did
to
not
it.
realize.
Well, we got the cards right here.
Well, you got
Oh my
told them, you got
God.
sent the message. You got to deal with it.
God damn it.
All right, so before we get to the staples, I already have an idea of how this deck works. Because in Perfect Draw, you can discard a main card, like a card from your hand, in order to play an extra staple, I believe. That is the rule, right?
The specific ruling
Yes.
is if you played a staple or invocation, you can discard a card from your main hand to instead change your play a card from hand to staple or invocation for the turn.
Yeah.
I actually did that in the last duel.
That is so interesting.
So this entire deck seems to be built around throwing your hand in the graveyard to play extra staples, and then all of them having effects when they do that. So first we have Missing Flyers, which creates 2 weak warriors. And Lost Discoveries. Search your deck for a card and add it to your hand. Discard a card from your hand at random.
Oh, it's the alternate playbook staple! That's so good!
I'm just
Alright.
gonna say. Okay, you go no first, no, because I got like so much praise to put on this deck.
5. The fact that this is the first deck that we've had that has discards to trigger effects, just so you can use the staples and have those effects go off. 5. This is an incredibly interesting and novel concept. I love it.
I don't know what the deck is going for, as like its kind of theme or play pattern it wants. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna give it a 4, but it's still so interesting. I've never seen someone take a mechanic of the game and use it to their advantage like this before. This is so cool.
I missed the no hand combo. Hell yeah.
All right. So that's a
So
9
you
so
score
far.
this place?
Blaze, give it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have to give this a 5. It's a very
Mechanically strong deck. You're basically getting to play 3 cards a turn, which is very good. Well, 2 of them are staples. The theme, the play blinds are very simple. Just keep on staple spamming to overwhelm your opponent with just good use of resources, and use that really good playbook staple to constantly throw cards in your hand to trigger more cards being played from your hand. Oh, that's really good. That is a very easy 5 you got there with a normal mechanic that you're abusing. That is wonderful.
All right, before we finalize the score, there is a comment here from the creator Pokemon. The deck is based on the adventures and pilots who have disappeared without a trace but leave an impact despite such. Particularly, the Canary, the ace of the deck, is a reference to Amelia Earhart, who bought a yellow chrome plane and nicknamed it Canary.
I was going to say...
Never mind. It's a 5 for me.
Gonna say, wait, missing pilots, flyers. Is this Amelia Earhart?
All right, we got another perfect score. We got another perfect score. Fantastic. Love it.
Also,
that's
real quick, we have a message from Key. They said, also, I didn't know where to put a message or anything in the submission, so I'm going to throw it at you. Hi to all of TT. This is going to be my first submission, first submitted deck for a contest like this ever. I'm not terribly familiar with the game, but I still wanted to give it a shot. I really hope I score well, as I think this is a fun concept. I had using base keywords from DC. Hope you enjoy. The theme of my deck is to get as many gobos on the field as possible and completely overwhelm your opponents with sheer numbers, using said cards to overthrow their warriors or sacrifice them to deal damage with a band of gobos by your side. Is really sorry. Oh shit. Sorry, I dropped my mouse. Is there really anything you can't do? There's also a pun or two in there. Can you find it?
I think Blaze walked right into the pair of it.
All right. But with that being said, that was some fantastic cards. You guys are amazing. So many great decks, so much great content, you guys. You are incredibly creative. I may not have said it enough before, but I'm definitely saying it now. You guys are fantastic. And what we'll start doing is we will start alternating, because that's what you guys, the majority of you requested. So we'll start alternating back and forth between theme and non-theme. So I'll come up with the theme with the team here, and should have that out probably by the time we do the Educators recording next time. So next week I'll have that ready. We'll do another form where I'll take this form and then we'll touch it up, add some new stuff. Can we pull for the theme? We'll pull the patrons. We'll pull the patrons for the theme. How about that? We'll come up. We'll brainstorm 4 themes and we'll have the patrons vote on the theme. So for the $5 and up patrons or YouTube members, you guys can vote on the one of the themes, and then we'll make that the next entry. That way, you guys get a little bit of extra help in designing what it's going to be for the theme. So we'll go with that. You guys remember Alan's armor deck, or armor cards back in the Waking the Dragons arc?
Oh yeah, I remember. It's the guy who had the whole like suit of armor deck, where he also had like a thing with My Valentine, where he had a full fight where it was just him and Joey punching with armor cards on.
Oh, I know of it. I don't think I've seen the episode, but I know the episode everyone's talking about. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite abridged episodes, mind you. Percent of battle turning into anime robot bullshit. 95%.
With that being said, that's all the decks we have for today. I know that we got a couple of emailed decks, but once again, we did say specifically to use the form to submit. So next time, please make sure you use the form. That's why we put it in there, to make sure you do that.
And we don't like having to reject people's decks for review, but we have the rules in place just to make our lives and make our lives easier, and make it so we can do as many submissions as possible per show. Like in the earlier episodes, we got some ridiculously long cards with like hundreds of characters per card, and stuff like that really bogs down how much time we have.
It used to get to the point where it was like we would get 6 to 10 reviews done in 3 hours.
It was a paragraph for one card.
So we did put the rules in there to make it easier for everybody. Also, these submissions make it a lot, like the submissions on the forum makes it a lot easier because I don't have to sort and curate for everybody on the team. And we have all the information stored somewhere as backup. So we'll expand it as well. We'll make sure that we put in explain your gimmick. So that way you have a space to tell us what your deck does. But that being said, what is your favorite deck, Blaze?
Oh geez. The fusion mech deck was so cool. That's such a cool gimmick, and just it's cool. It's just cool.
It used your card. It used your gimmick. It used Entombs.
Perseus deck. Let me take a look at the submitted decks that I have here that we had to remove. We had one from Fadeleaf, one from Gray, and one from Rit. The one from Gray had a card that had way too much text on it, and the one from Ritz had 7 cards that were submitted. The one from Fadeleaf had that massive rule card. But aside from that, not bad overall. The fact that we went through 17 decks. I think if all of the decks had passed and we had all 20, that probably would have filled up the 3-hour time block. So I think 20 might be our maximum amount of decks.
I could see it, yeah.
Yeah. Also helps that we were only doing 3 categories.
Which one was ours? We didn't realize we had too many. That's okay. That's okay. It is 6 cards max. You can have a 7th card, but it can only be used as an explanation card. It can't be used for like a token or staple or anything else. It's a maximum of 6 physical cards for the deck. It's just so that way we don't get flooded with a bunch of cards. Connor, what was your favorite?
Yep. My favorite? Oh, that one's hard. There's a lot that cooked. You know, I think I'm gonna have to say Breeze was probably one of my favorites for tonight. Mostly just because of the fact of it's race to burn yourself first to win, which is really fun. I think that deck is... It just feels so fun to see those wheels turn and see how that deck would turn out. I very much enjoy it. So that will be mine. Though I could name off, like, well, for one, all the decks that got a 5 out of 5, or like a 15 out of 15. Like, those are amazing.
I would probably pick, even though I don't recall if I give it the best score or not, but the one that stands out to my mind is the puppet one. With the puppet, the puppet
that
insects.
was such a cool one. Yes.
I like that. I like the string mechanic. I thought that was really neat and cute.
I love the art too.
Out of all the decks, which one would you personally pick to play? I would probably pick the string deck again because I really liked it. And I thought it was an interesting set of mechanics.
For me, it would probably be again that merge mech. Yeah, merge mech, I believe is what it was called. It is such a interesting idea for a deck. Like, That is so interesting. It's just, it's they entomb, and then whenever they get destroyed, the next one beneath it comes out. It's such a cool mechanic, and it is so evocative of a mechanic. Like, the mechanic is so evocative. I love it. It's so cool.
You know what? I want to play the throw deck. I just want to literally chuck my cards at my opponent. That's the one I want to play.
Look,
That one
I
seems the
can
most
understand that. I can understand that. But there's a reason the Nerf card was banned in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. You're just afraid for me just wiping out your entire board by just like slingshotting my card against your entire board and making you take.
I'm worried that you'd be
5 years.
damaging my cards.
True.
Can't let you.
That is
It's literally not, because
That is legitimately the reason that the Nerf card was banned, because the Nerf card was take a Nerf gun with 6 shots, fire it at the top of your opponent's deck. Every card that is removed is exiled.
that's funny. But no, I stuff like that I would not enjoy, because it's one thing to be goofy, silly cards, but if it actually damages my cards, which I do take a little bit of pride in my cards.
Oh yeah.
I sleeve it all and all that kind of stuff nowadays. When I was a kid, I didn't, obviously, but who did as a kid? Yeah, no, like I would not enjoy having my cards damaged at all.
You know, I'd pick Motos just because of the mechanical hilarity of it.
All right.
You know what we could do next time? We could see. I don't know if we'd be able to do it, but it'd be cool if we had a viewer's choice for like best deck.
Yeah, we could do a poll for that next time, but it would have to be a poll on the Discord, because let's face it, there's way too many. There's way more. There's way too many that we could fit in here. But with that being said, we're gonna wrap stuff up here. We're gonna raid a friend of mine, Avery, who rarely streams but happens to be streaming right now for some reason. So we're gonna surprise raid her. So everybody, go give Avery a wonderful hello and offer her some owl treats. And we'll see you all on the next stream. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
Bye.